introduce some basic concepts about screens. Okay, so before the lecture, let's take 10 minutes to finish our quiz 3. And the access code is string, but I think it should be available on the canvas. So let's take 10 minutes to finish it. But I want to make it very clear that as we have already discussed in lecture 1, quizzes will be done at the beginning of each class, and we will take 10 minutes to finish it. And no makeup for being late or so-called technical problems or other reasons. Okay? So now let's take 10 minutes to finish it. And I think it would be available after 10 minutes. All right?
送幾多成都俾我食咗嘅 friend 嚟㗎，啊英國嗰個 friend，英國咁佢英國買咗都唔係啊，同埋佢知得英國嗰個，英國都勁影響咯，但我試過嚇送佢送用嗰係變色嘅唇膏嚟，如果嗰隻係唇膏嚟，咁你之前唇膏買咗未？我有啊，我媽俾嘅，我上次我姑媽食。我而家係臨瞓食校，因為我即刻入去一陣，咁你臨中我頭先先查㗎，我已經係夜晚瞓覺，同埋搽完全部搽完即刻瞓覺。我想揾呢個翻工啊！
So how many of you have finished the quiz? Please raise your hand. Okay, I think most of us have finished it. As we have stated on this slide, I want to emphasize it again. So quizzes will be done at the beginning of each class, which takes about 10 minutes. And the quiz will be unavailable on the campus after 10 minutes, okay? And no makeup for being late or some technical problems or other reasons. Okay, since we cannot verify whether it's your technical problems or just because you are being late. Okay, so if you have some technical problems, please come and find me offline during the first 10 minutes of each lecture. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so before today's lecture, let's take a look at our homework 2 together. So this homework 2 is pretty similar to classwork 2 we have discussed in lecture 2. So in homework 2, it says that assume you and your employer each contribute Hong Kong dollar 500 to your MPF scheme at the end of every month. That is Hong Kong dollar 1,000 Hong Kong dollar in total. And suppose the beginning account balance is 0 and the return is compounded monthly. And write a Python program to calculate the present value of the MPF. So the desired output is like this. So let's finish this homework together. Okay. By the way, and I think most of us have done a good job in homework 2. But I want to show the standard answer here. Reference answer. Okay, so new file. No. Save as. Okay. And the template should be homework 2. So we specify this is homework 2, and you should also provide your name. And additionally, your student ID. Okay. So let's look at this homework 2. So first of all, it says that let the user set a target monthly rate of return and the number of months. So first step, it should be get user input, right? We can make a notation here. Step 1. Step 1, we should get user input. Right? And then we let the user enter this target monthly rate and the number of months. Okay. So what we should do? We should do this R equals float. Don't forget this float. Otherwise, you will get an error message. Okay. And input. Okay. Enter a target. Target monthly rate. Of return. So to be brief, I will not type it all. I just put it here. Okay. Okay. In that way, we got this monthly rate. And then we let users enter the number of this month. And please don't forget this in here, otherwise you will get an error message. Okay. And you should let the user enter the number, okay, of months. Okay. Alright. And step 2, we should use the math formula we have provided in class. In homework 2, to calculate our desired output. Calculate the present value Okay. So remember our naming rule. So we begin with lowercase, and for the additional word we use uppercase for the first letter. So we want to say present value equals. Don't forget this round according to our formula. 1000 times. Okay. 1 minus 1 plus r. Start. Minus n. Okay. So this is our given formula. This should be fine. Okay. Okay. And step 3. Is this not closed? Oh, seeing this. Okay. And step 3, we will display the output we have get from step 2, right? Step 3, display our answer. Okay. So we can use print function here. Print. So like the total MPF of. Okay. Plus string. Don't forget this string here. Okay. And n times 1000 in. And also we have an n here. Remember, we can use this comma to connect different types of variables, but we cannot use plus to replace this comma. Okay. And mouse. Okay. Is worse. And this dollar sign plus string. Okay, string present value. Okay, so I think this should be the answer. Oh, we forget D here. Here we should have a today. Alright, so this should be the reference answer of our homework 2. So let's try if it works. Okay. Save. And run modular. Enter master return. So here the sample is 0.05 and 5 months. Right, and we get exactly the same answer, right? Okay, so this is homework 2. And one funny thing here is that I found that some of us just skip this step 2, right? And some students just let if you want to take a photo, just like. So some common mistake is that maybe some students forget this float or forget this int. So this is the very common mistake. And very funny that so if you do that way, you will get an error message, right? And some students just skip this step 2 and directly print the answer. That's not acceptable. Okay. So they just just do this. This is not acceptable. So in that way, right, you have your source code and you have your screenshot. That's perfect. But we will look at this source.py file. In that way, your score will be discounted. Okay. So let's check it out. By that way, we run our modular and we have this and 5 mouse, right? Exactly the same answer. But by doing this, you will get a lower score. This makes nonsense, right? So please don't do this again. Okay. So this is so much about our homework 2. Okay, so this is a formula provided in the PDF file of homework 2. And this is a sample answer of homework 2. If you want to take a picture, you can take a photo of it. Okay. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about some concept about strings. Actually, if you are a Mac user, and when some application or some websites ask you to register their website, and you need to enter your own password, right? And at that time, the Mac OS system will help you to generate a strong password, right? So this is a strong password generating process. And today, we are going to learn how to write a program to generate our own password. Very interesting, right? So after this lecture, I think you will be able to write a program to generate a password that you like. Okay. So for today's content, you can find in the chapter 2 of section 2 in our textbook that we have introduced in our lecture 1. Okay. And this is today's agenda. And first of all, we will talk about string indices and slicing, string functions and methods, and string concatenation and repetition. And for the output, this is another concept, and we will introduce the separator and end arguments, and escape sequences, as well as f strings, which is a very powerful tool in the print function. And after that, we will do our lab 3 together. Okay, so this is our agenda. Okay, so let's begin today's coding. Okay, strings. Strings. Actually, a string literal is a sequence of characters that is treated as a single item. So here are several examples of strings. For example, hello and a word, right? So you see there are many characters in this word, but all those characters is treated as a single item, and this single item is named a string. So everything in this quotation marks, we will call it as a string. And it doesn't matter whether you use double quotation mark or single quotation mark. For example, here for this hello, maybe we can define a variable named hello1 equals hello in double quotation mark. Okay. And then we can define another variable named hello2 and in single quotation mark. Okay. And then we use the print function to print this hello1 and hello2. Hello1, and we can use comma here, right, to print hello1 and hello2. And we see they are exactly the same, right? And if someone wants to further check whether those two variables are exactly the same, and we can use the if function. But for the if function, we will put it in some weeks later. But for now, I just for illustration purpose, I will first use this function. Maybe here we like if hello1 double equal mark, and if this hello 2 column here, okay, and we let it print those two words are the same. Okay. And then backspace, else, column, print. Quotation mark, they are different. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, so this if function tells us, okay, let me make it. And this if function tells us that those two words are the same. Okay. So we know that it doesn't matter whether you use a double quotation mark for hello or single quotation mark for this hello. However, one thing is that the opening and closing quotation mark must be the same type. That means you cannot use double quotation mark on the left and use single quotation mark on the right. Okay, like this. And this will generate a syntax error message. Okay, so let me repeat this once. So you can use double quotation mark or single quotation mark, but you cannot use double quotation mark on the left and use single quotation mark on the right. Okay, so this is about some basics of strings. And variables also can be assigned string values. Okay, so we already know that, right? Since in our homework 1, we asked the users enter their own name, like input your name. So remember that, so the value we get from this input function, the type of such a value is string, right? So that means variables also can be assigned string values. Okay. Maybe we can, okay, and we can print this by this function. Okay, so we already know it through our homework 1. Okay. Okay, so these are some very basic concepts about string. And now we will introduce a very interesting concepts of those strings. And throughout this lecture, we will use this as our illustrating example. String 1 equals span space. Attention here, we have space here. Span and eggs. Okay. And throughout this lecture, we will use this as an example. Okay. Okay, and we assign this value to this variable. Okay. So if we look at this string, and we can find that there are 11 characters there. Okay, and so this is and each character can be identified with one of the numbers from 0 to 10. But attention here, the first character is indexed with 0 instead of 1. So this is a general rule in coding world. So the first is indexed with 0, and the second is indexed with 1. So if someone asks you, so what's the order of P in this string? So we all know that is 2, right? But in the coding world, it is indexed with 1. So that's the tricky part. Okay. So we can use this index to get some specific values. For example, if we want to get this as here, and here we have a bracket, and in the bracket we type 0, and we get this s. Okay. And if we want to get this end symbol, and here we type 5. Okay, and we got this end. And if we want this space here, right, and we can type 4 here, so on and so forth. That means you can get any characters in a given string using this bracket. Okay, so this is indices of a string. And more interestingly, so if this string is a string, then pay attention here. String, bracket, and column n is a substring. Beginning. Okay, beginning at position m and ending at position. Attention here, n minus 1 instead of n. Maybe I just type it here instead of n. Okay, let's try several examples. So for these examples, we'll use throughout this lecture. If we type like string 2, 7, what will we get? So let's see. So that means this 2 is this m and this 7 is this n. So we begin at this 2. Okay. So our first character should be this a, and our last character should be 7 minus 1. Should be the 6, right? Which should be this blank. Sorry, right? This space. Let's try it out. Oh, sorry. Typed it wrong. Right? Right? So we are right? So we start at this A and we stop at this space. So this is named slices of a string. Okay. Okay. So and now I want to introduce two very important methods for string. The find method and is the orphan method. So the definition of these methods is a little bit complex here, and I will type them all so that we can understand it. So it's like if substring is a string, then there's string 1 dot find, and the argument is the substring is the positive index of the first appearance of substring in string 1 with the search beginning at the left side. Of the string. So what does it mean? So we can also use help function to check how does this find function work. But I remember that the documentation for this find method is too long, so maybe you can do it offline. So here I will just directly introduce the most common way to utilize this find methods. So we still use this as our examples. So to remember that if we type string 0 and we can get s. However, if we want to know the order of s in this string, so how should we do? How should we do? And there are two s here. In that case, how should we do? And we can use this span function. It's like string dot fend. And the argument is this s. And we got 0, right? If we look at this documentation, so this string dot find substring is a positive index of the first appearance of the substring in string 1, with the search beginning at the left. So if we look at this string, if we search begin from the left, and the first appearance of s is here, right? In that way we get 0. And another function is rfend. So the definition of rfend is pretty similar as this fend. So the only place we need to change is here. It is the right side, and we change it from to right side. And this R stands for right. Okay, and let's try another code. So if we type string1.rfend, what will we get? What will we get? Exactly 10, right? Since if we search beginning from the right, and the first appearance of this s is 10. And we can check several other examples. For examples, we can check a string with double characters. Okay, what will we get? Oh, sorry, wrong name again. 8, right? And if we rfend this G, and we will get 9. And if we search from the left, we will get 8, right? So that's how we use these fend methods and rfend methods. And now we may raise a question here. So here we have this span, space, and space x. So if I use this fend methods and rfend methods to search some character that is not in the string, what will happen? Let's try it. For example, we can check this substring hello. So what will happen? It will return -1, right? So that's another rule of this fend and rfend. So named if substring does not appear in this string 1, then the value returned by the fend and rfend. Will be -1. Okay, so that's another rule of this fend and rfend methods. And this rule is very useful for you to suggest some users may enter the wrong input. Okay, so that's this fend and rfend. Okay. So here we have this positive index, and actually Python also allow negative index. Okay, and this negative number. So if we use negative number for indices, and the negative number will start from -1 here. So this is -1, and this is 10, and this is 0, and this is -11. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether which one you use. So we can have a quick check here. So if we use this string 1, which is spam and check, if we like 1, 2, 5, and what we'll get? PAM with a space here, right? Since 5 minus 1 equals 4, and we end here and start with this P. Okay, so we will have PAM blank. Okay, and we can also do it like so if we check this 1, and it is minus 10, right? Here can do it minus 10, and this 5 minus 6, right? Exactly the same. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether we use this positive index or negative index, and you can even use this string 1 minus 10 to 5, and we will get exactly the same, right? And this minus 10 we can use this, and this 5 we can use this. So it doesn't matter which one you use. So actually, for each character, they have two indices, and one is positive and the other is negative. Okay, so that's about this positive index and the negative index. Okay. So quick exercise here. If we have this string 0 minus 1, if we type like this, what we will get? What we will get? So if we think about our rule, if we like this is M, we have just mentioned, and this is N, we have just mentioned. So this string will start. This string will start at 0, which is 0. This S is 0, and stop at N minus 1. So which one is N minus 1? Exactly, the second G, right? So we start at this S and end with this G. And this gives us this string, spam and egg, without S here. Okay, is that clear? Okay. Any questions here? Okay, so let's continue. And in the lecture, so in the expression, string from M to N, and we get a string starting from M and ends at N minus 1, right? And actually, those two entries can be omitted. So both of them can be omitted. So what will happen if we omitted one of them? Let's check it out. So again, let's type string 125, and we get PAM space. Okay. And if we just delete this entry and just go with this one, 0 to 5. No, not 0. It's just omitted. What we will get? Actually, we will get from the beginning of this string and end it here. That is 5 minus 1. And let's check another code. So if we start from 1 and we omit the second entry, and what we will get? Right? We will get starting from 1 and to the right end. So actually, if we omit this M and N, the left bound M defaults to 0, and the right bound M defaults to the length of the string. That is, if we have this string, no entry to N, and this will consist of all the characters from the beginning of the string. Alright? See? And if we just left both of those two entries like this, what will happen? Anybody has an idea? What we'll get?
The whole string.
Exactly, the whole string. Okay, great. Since the left, since we from the left end to the right end. Okay, so this is how we. So this is how the omitted things work. Okay. So somebody may have a question that so the non-negative indices start from 0, but not negative ones. So you see here we start from 0, right? And here we start from -1 instead of 0. So the reason is that if we have this is 0 and this is 0, so the index 0 will point to two numbers, right? In that way, we cannot use 0 for two characters. So here we start at 0, and here we start at -1. And another very great good properties of this is that we have this property. The negative index equals non-negative. By using non-negative, since we have 0, right? Index minus length. So to check this out, we can use this code. String fat we can use this length function. We will come into later. It basically returns the length of string, and we get -4, right? Since this fat gives us 7, and 7 minus 11, we get this -4. Okay, so that's some tricky part about this non-negative index and the negative index. Okay, so let's have 10 minutes break and see you guys back in 10 minutes.